name is Khadija Ali Mohammed Kuso. I remain the legitimate bastard of retired General Ali Mohammed Kuso. I was in prison for 8 days from 29th September to 7th October 2025. I have a foundation called Shahzadi Movement Foundation, which gave birth to a football academy and club that brings me to Kaduna, even though I'm a civil servant in Delta State, working with Delta State Ministry of Information. While in prison, I noticed that there are some persons who has no business being in prison. That is why Shahzadi Movement Foundation is launching her Shahzadi Movement Foundation Prison Rehabilitation Care for inmates. We would work with a crop of lawyers to help some inmates who has no business being in prison, released, rehabilitate them, giving them a threepence to start their life free from social menace amongst other crimes. In Kaduna State Prison today, we have 7 Zamfara State indigents, including an 80-year-old woman, among other inmates. By next week, Wednesday, inshallah, I, alongside some of my escorts, will visit the prison, give them some foodstuff and provision. So I'm calling on the general public, citizens, my fans especially, to support my new initiative by donating to this cause to Shahzadi Movement Foundation to enable us get some inmates their freedom. The reason I was in prison was because of my landlord. I have a small place. I stay here in Kaduna. I started staying here in May 2023. The landlord collects 100,000 naira for a 6-month rent. From 100,000 is now 170 because the landlord keep increasing the rent every six months. So the last increment I found in Gate State, I went back to work for a while, for a very long while. He somehow declared my house vacant, and I think when I came back on a weekend and they were trying to open my door, they brought a weather, they said they have an eviction notice. Then I dressed up, I came out and I said, what eviction notice? How do you get eviction notice when I was not even informed that I have a case in court? And they confirmed that no, I was not informed, that I was not notified. So they withdrew the eviction notice and left. Then the next day, Thursday, 25th September, one of the lady that came with them came back with a court summon to appear on the 29th on Monday. Then when I looked at the sermon, she had Victoria Augustine as my name. And I told her that my name has never been Victoria Augustine. Before I changed my name to my biological father's name, it was Agoshe Victoria Takogene. Then she cancelled the court summon in my presence. I wrote Khadija Aliu Mohammed Guso, which is my current name, on this. Then I collected the summon. Somehow they introduced a lawyer to me. We discussed the case, and he said, "Okay, I told him it's a civil matter. You can go to court yourself." But he insisted I come to court. So on Monday I went to court. In short, he called me to give me description of the court because I don't know the place, and he made sure I was there. So when I got to court, I met someone who took me to the registrar, and I told the registrar that I'm here for so case, and he told me that he's aware of my case, that my name is Victoria Augustine, and I said, no, registrar, my name is Khadija Ali Mohammed Guso, but formerly known as Agoshe Victoria. And he said, is that not the name you entered the house with? And I said, no, I have never answered Victoria Augustine, and I don't know who that person is. Then he got agitated, and I told him, I said, for you to believe that I had never answered that name, I'm a civil servant in Delta State. I can show you my pay slip and my worker's ID card to know that I have never been Victoria Augustine. And he was angry. Then my lawyer came in, and I left him with my lawyer. I went outside to sit down. So after like an hour plus, somebody came to call me that they are calling you in that office. I had my earpiece on. Then I got up, I quickly rushed into the office. I got to the office, the registrar was there, and the funny lawyer they got for me was there. Then a man sitting writing on the table was there, wearing a shirt button down. Then I greeted all of them. The man did not answer. The registrar was shouting, remove your earpiece, remove your earpiece. So I quickly removed my earpiece. While entering the office, there was no signage to state what office I was entering, and no one told me what office I was entering. So the man asked, do you know where you are? I said, sir, I'm in an office in the court premises. That answer I gave to the man infuriated him. I said, go and lock her up, go and lock her up. And I asked, on what offense, sir? Before I could look, the policewomen came, dragged me, and I told them, please don't drag me, let me walk. Don't tear my hijab. They tore my hijab. They pushed me and locked me in their cell. While in the cell, one man, which I later discovered to be a police officer, came and said, you cannot be retired General Ali Mohammed Guso's daughter. You are a nobody. You are a nobody. You are too broke. You are too broke. You are too poor to be retired General Ali Mohammed Guso's daughter. Slapped me and used my head to hit the wall. Then I videoed him while he was sitting down with my phone. And I was infuriated. I asked him, I said, have you asked Guso if I'm not his daughter? Or has he done DNA to prove that I'm not his daughter? How do you know that I'm not retired General Ali Mohammed Guso's daughter? And he was insulting me. But have it in mind that when they invited me to that office, my landlord who accused me was not there. Just me, the registrar, the funny lawyer they got for me, and the man, which I later understood is the judge, the chief magistrate. Immediately he would try to speak to me. The lawyer of my landlord, as at this time my landlord, Joseph Izindu, was there. His lawyer and the lady that brought the court sermon was there. So as he wants to talk, the judge trying to talk to me, the lawyer stood up, blocking me and the judge, and I was far from him. And his voice was so low, so low. The only thing I heard from his mouth, because somebody was blocking us, was Hausa. So in my head, I felt like he was asking me, do you speak Hausa? And I said, no, sir. I've lived in Delta. I speak Urobo. I've lived in Delta all my life. That answer I gave, he said they should go and lock me up. I didn't answer this time. I didn't ask what offense or anything. I humbly walked into the cell myself while trying to get another lawyer because I didn't understand what my lawyer was doing. The lawyer they got for me was doing. I was trying to get a better lawyer. Then after like an hour, they came and said I should enter van, that I'm going to prison. They didn't show me the prison, they didn't show me the charge, they didn't say anything. It was until I got to the prison during admission, they said, I'm here for contempt of court. I was like, just like that, I didn't say anything. I entered prison. Then when I had opportunity to make call, I called the lawyer. So I was bailed out on Tuesday. So that is how I ended up spending 8 days in prison. But I think by going to prison as Kadara, because now I've seen what my foundation need to focus on, the Shahzadi moment prison rehabilitation care. So I'm asking on my fans, I'm asking on the general public, both Nigerians in diaspora, all the citizens, and my fans especially, to support my Shahzadi Muhammad Foundation Prison Rehabilitation Care for Inmates. It's a program that I have to start as soon as Wednesday. On Wednesday, inshallah, I'm taking foodstuff and provisions to the prison for inmates. Please support my cause. This, I think, is why I was locked up in prison, because I now see how I can serve the people better. I still always say one thing, that my mission on earth is to serve Allah and to help humanity, which is what I'm doing with my football club by harnessing, nurturing, and training and promoting grassroots talent to the international world. My football club have crop of players that we have trained and we have to push to the international world. But right now I'm trying to get sponsors for our robust football program. So I'm asking that you support Shahzadi Muhammad Foundation and all her programs. Then for Zamfara State, I'm asking that Zamfara State NGGs support me, support your daughter. Northwest region, support your daughter. Support me all the way. Thank you. The giant